Hello again, YouTube. This is Truth Man giving you the truth. I got a nice distance between my next drop-off destination and where I am right now, so I want to continue to try to get around the algorithm. People try to say the algorithm is what's keeping some people from the exposure, while it's causing other people to get the exposure. Y'all know what I think about that. I think it might be somewhat true, but it's not as true as people try to make it. But on this video, it's gonna be short. We're talking about self-control and how it relates to money. Self-control and how it relates to money. A lot of times you could tell, like, if you size somebody up and you know what they have, where they live, their physical makeup, or how they, well, in terms of outward appearance, like, you can't always tell in terms of like clothing, because some people don't shop like that, but in some ways you can tell where people spend their money if you're around them enough. Now, I want to talk about, though, self-control and how it relates to money. The word self-control is defined as control of oneself. Easy, right? Right. If it was so easy, though, in terms of knowing what it is and applying it, the world would be totally different. Think about it. Why do people continue to kill? And the Bible says the soul that sinneth, it shall die. It told us not to kill. It told us that sin is the breaking of the law. But people continue to kill as if there's no judgment to come. It's because they lack self-control. Now, defending yourself, if somebody dies and you have to defend yourself against perhaps a troublemaker, that has nothing to do with self-control. But self-control is those situations where you could choose this or that, A or B, and you choose the right thing or the wrong thing. Like, when it comes to money, self-control is saving your money. Self-control is being less impulsive with your money. See, we've seen the stories of dishwashers, guys that wash dishes their whole life in a restaurant kitchen, that died millionaires. But we also seen stories of doctors, lawyers, basketball players, football players, baseball players that went bankrupt. All of it has to do with self-control with money and self-control itself. So if you have a steady income but you don't have any money, that's lack of self-control. Because if you exercise self-control, it's gonna lead you to have a budget, to save, to plan for the future. All those attributes of self-control with money. If you don't have self-control with money, and self-control with money is also knowing what to do to cause your money to grow. Because see, even if you don't have that many bills, if you don't own things, sell things, what we call flip things, where you buy it and then you sell it, you still won't get over the top in regards to your money. That's where a lot of baby boomers are. They're not rich because they didn't exercise self-control. Every year they had a car note. Yeah, they was paying it on time and they paid it off, but you always had it. Now think if you would have took that same $400 or $500 and sopped it away for 20 years straight. This is why you have, like let's talk about black. This is why you have some black grandparents, parents that run and hide from their kids when their kids start having needs. But yet, they don't stop talking, though. They don't stop talking about how their kids are losers and how they ain't ish, as black people call it. But you, my friend, my dear sir, you didn't exercise self-control with money. You worked for 40 years sometimes 50, and some of you don't even have 50,000 in cash. That means that you didn't even save 1,000 per month or 1,000 per year. You didn't even save 1,000 per year. If you don't have, let's say you worked for 50 years and you don't have 50,000 in cash. That means that you didn't even average 1,000 a year. That means that you didn't average $100 per month. Now, you tell me who lost. While you want to talk about your kids, matter of fact, let's go here. Some of the older people, the baby boomers, they were from the generation of the $200 rent. They were paying $200 for their mortgages. People are, and their wages were similar to current wages. Now people are paying $2,000 for their mortgage. So where's all your money? I'll tell you where it goes. They didn't have self-control, a lot of them. And it's not just blacks. It's whites. It's everybody that falls into those categories. Because if you work for 30 years or 40 years, you should really be a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire because I didn't control and I didn't exercise self-control during my days of work. I know what to do now, and I can make up for the time if I keep living, keep being healthy. No little weird secret society Illuminati trying to control how much money people got, stuff happen. I could make it, you know? So I still have 20 more years before I become 68. And 68, you can still work, but it's gonna be time to start slowing down. 68, sometimes it's too late. But people don't exercise self-control with money, and as a result, that's what happens. Now, here's where you can start. If your bills are out of control, you can start by paying yourself first. The amount is up to you. I would go by percentage. Like the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, he told them to put up 10% every time. 10% every time. If you could put up more, put up more. So that means you get paid $500 a week, you put up 50, and you don't spend it, you don't touch it, you keep it for your future. Now, it's 52 weeks in a year. So that means if you successfully did that and you were making $500 all year, that's what? 10? That's 10, which is 500. That's 2,500. That's 2,600 a year. Now that's a start. So if you did that for 10 years, you had 26 grand. You basically wouldn't be check to check. You might not be rich, but you won't be check to check. You can get things done. I would say go higher. Go higher. Like go 150 if you can out of 5. It just depends. It gets harder for black people because you really could be combining and sharing the cost of living with somebody, but we are the least race that gets along the least. We're the race that gets along the least. So it gets harder in terms of that. Having roommates, maybe staying at home for 10 more years. Like I tell you, I'm not gonna boot my son out. Neither one of them. I'm not gonna boot my daughters out. I want to see them sop away that cash. It's just that's what matters to me the most. Is them giving themselves some leverage in life. As long as they clean up behind themselves, they listen, I wouldn't care. Because what I want to teach my kids and what I teach my kids is self-control. I got to teach myself first. I got to continue to exercise this day after day, month after month, year after year. And you should continue to exercise this if you're doing it. And if you're not, you need to start. You got to save money. Don't just invest. Don't listen to these people telling you to invest when you got people behind the camera, behind the curtain, like the dude on Wizard of Oz, pulling strings. Invest some of it in case they do let you up. But don't invest all of it and save more than you invest. And don't be telling people, find you secret spots. And I wouldn't leave all of my savings in the bank. Kind of spread it out here and there. Even if you got to go to Switzerland and open up a Swiss bank account, do what you got to do. And do not be overspending, trying to look sharp for these females. Get these females. Look at him, school bus. But anyway, that's all I had on this one. This is the Truth Man. The channel is No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Thanks for watching.